All right, we back with another episode of Unofficially Official. I got another guest with me. We ain't gonna waste no time with introductions, so let's get right into it. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, for sure. CJ Wolfe, creator, disruptor, connector, all that stuff, Immortal Vision Studio.
Yeah. So we gonna get into it. So I feel like I seen you before. Came across my Instagram or whatever. But the first time ran into you in person was at the Manny event. I forgot the name of it, but the event it had shut down early. Manny had like a big giveaway or whatever.
Yep.
But yeah, so talk to me. What you do? What you got going on?
Yeah, for sure. So like, I started out as a photographer. I played basketball, high school. I started basketball at AAU. I was on the AAU circuit. Played basketball, high school. Played basketball in college. I picked up a camera my sophomore year of college.
What college you went to?
I graduated from Gwinnett Mercy.
Okay.
Gwinnett Mercy University. So played basketball there, but I was always inspired by the arts. I picked up a camera. My friend, she had a camera that just was collecting dust. You know, I'm from city of Philadelphia, the urban city. You know, to get a camera for $400, $500, that's a lot of money. She was the total opposite.
Right.
So she had a camera that could just sit and collect dust. And I'm like, no, we got to use that. So I wound up using it, and then I just found a passion for it. I knew I was passionate for it because I was working for free for about 2 years before I even got paid, for a job.
Okay.
And I got paid like $20 or stuff like that, but it just was like tips or like, thank you for looking out, appreciate you, for coming out. But I was working for like 2 years, and that's why I knew it was a passion. So that was sophomore year, and then when I graduated, I knew I had to turn that passion into profit for the most part. So that's when I kind of got smarter, and not really smarter, but just really practicing from all that time for 2 years,
Right.
And running that marathon to understanding that I can now help other photographers and help other creators that like to build websites, like to do video production and all that stuff. And I basically just formed a team from that. Once I quit my financial job as a financial advisor, once graduating from school.
Right. So that financial advisor job, that's the job you was talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So when was that moment? I guess when you realized that being behind the camera was what you was doing from now on.
Yeah. So I was working with Will Parks and started in like 2018, and we're still currently working together. But it was 2020 in the summer, and I found myself in 3 different countries in 3 different weeks. And when that last stop, Cabo, Mexico.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah. I was just documenting. It was in the middle of the pandemic.
Right.
So I'm traveling, everybody living in, I'm staying home, I'm sick, my mom's saying, be careful when you're traveling. But, I'm shooting. I'm not worrying about,
No, for
none
sure.
of
You
that.
living
like,
it up. You said 3 countries in 3 weeks.
Yep.
Right.
So, of course, he NFL, so we taking protocols and there's certain stuff that he got to do. But I was on a balcony. I didn't go to sleep for about like 2 days. I was up for 2 days, I was, a little partying and working at the same time and stuff. But I didn't go to sleep in 2 days. And on that last day, how the last day when you about to leave a trip, you just up or, you got to catch the flight. I feel like you either sleep all day or you up all day. And I just was up, and I'm like, you know what? I got to find a way to make this full time because as a financial advisor, I'm dealing with people with life insurance. I'm dealing with people's stocks. At that part of, in 2020, everything was going down in the economy. So I was getting phone calls left and right. And I remember my mentor telling me like 3 months before that, you want to be a great, photographer, or you want to be a great financial advisor. And that's when it hit, and I realized like, all right, cool, I definitely got to pick. So that's when I was like, you know what, I'm going to just be a great photographer. And of course, that photography was more than just a photographer. It was building a space that I built in Immortal Vision Studio and stuff like that.
Word. All right, so now we at a point. All right, so figured out how you started doing photography. Now we at a point where I see it's a whole brand, it's a whole studio now. So how did the studio come about?
Yeah, the studio came about because I was really, somebody was trying to buy content in the building I'm in now. Somebody was trying to buy my content from those different countries we was in with Will Parks on YouTube. They was trying to buy the content, and I'm like, I like this spot, and we're in a pandemic still, and I'm like, I can bring my different professional athletes that I work with inside the space and shoot them here at the studio. So it was really just gonna be a studio where I shoot them at. I never really shot in the studio. Even when I got it, I still don't really that much. But when I when I got it, it just changed the game because a lot of photographers was coming in there. They didn't have no websites. They didn't have the opportunity that I had to shoot for these NFL guys and stuff like that. So I really was like, you know what? There's a need where I need to help them out. How to get a website,
Right.
how to get a logo. And then it was talented people coming inside the space was like, you know, I do logos, I do websites. And a lot of different companies, organizations was asking me to produce work for them. And at a point, you know, I can't produce everything.
Right.
So it kind of just started building from there. And then it just kept building. It just kept building to where we are now.
So, what do the studio look like now, as far as like on a day to day? What
Yeah.
type of things do y'all got going on in there?
Yeah, it's very unique because we got like 4 different sectors of the space. We got the studio space, photographers and filmmakers running out. We averaging about 15 to 17 rentals a week. And then we got our agency where we did about 325 projects already within 2022. And that's video production, photography, websites, graphics, logos, a full service creative agency of young, talented, predominantly black, mostly black creators creating that. Then we got the university. The university is where we got partnerships with different high schools and organizations where we're teaching the kids photography, but also how to turn that passion to profit, just like my story. So that's cool. You know, you want to be a photographer at 13, 14, but we're going to teach you the entrepreneurship of becoming a photographer. We're going to teach you how to earn your rights to your images and all that good stuff. So really just exposing them. And then, you know, the last part is the foundation. So we got a CJ Wolfe Foundation where we're giving back, and that's a lot of community work that I do. So we got a lot of different moving parts. Every day look different. Right now we got a team of 8. And we built out an internship program where we get the top creators, right? This year we had 52 applications, but, you know, we chose 8. And my goal is to turn them from amateurs into professionals as quickly as possible.
Word.
So they be under me for 3 months, get the mentorship, get the exposure, get the opportunities. And then once they're done, go open up your own creative studio, go make $10K a month, or, you know, go get more clientele, whatever it looks like for you. You know, they get the exposure under myself and the team, and most importantly, the community, and then go on do their thing.
Sound like I got a lot going on.
Yeah. So,
I like it.
Yeah, so that's day to day is like a lot. Like, you know, we just got opportunity for Powerhouse, you know, to partner up and do some stuff there for some clients that we working with. We're doing, you know, a lot of stuff with social issues, you know, with the voting coming up.
Word.
And, you know, it's still football season, and we're working with our clients and stuff like that. So it's a lot. Every day is good because every day you wake up to a new opportunity to create and help people bring their vision, you know, and make their vision immortal and create that work for them. So.
No doubt. What's some of the things that inspire you to, like, I guess, first, as far as inspiration in your work, and inspiration as far as to, like, keep pushing forward to doing the things that you got going on?
Yeah, for sure. With the studio, like when I had it, a person that really inspired me a lot is Cam Kurt Studios. He's out in Atlanta, and he really inspired me because he really honed in on in Atlanta how to take his photography skills and help others, and also connect those social issues within his photography studio as well. And that's really inspiring to me, especially here in Philadelphia, because it's a lot of photographers here, but, you know, I want to help them quit their job and do it full time. You know, how can we maximize this? Because it's possible. It's possible that you can make 10K with a creative studio a month, right? It's possible that, you know, you can be a photographer full time. So that's what really inspired me, just seeing talented photographers and, you know, just wanting to help them out as much as possible. But of course, like the Pharrells inspire me as well, the Virgils, and, you know, the all them people just like inspire me to make it in my own way and tweak it.
Yeah. Hearing you talk about how you got started with photography and stuff like that sounds similar to my story. So I started out as a creator. Well, at least I thought I did, but I thought my creator journey started when I became a photographer. I originally became a photographer before I became a director. In my senior year of high school, the mentorship program I was a part of, we did a short film one time, and then we went through the whole short film, and then the person who directed and put the short film together had like a camera that was just sitting around and did the short film, and I was feeling the camera light from putting the short film together, so I was like, let me get there, and it was on and popping from there. I think I had my first book shoot probably like a month and a half later or whatever, then it transitioned from photography to videography, to being a director and things like that. But through your journey in the camera world and the creator world, if you can think of it, or if it's multiple instances, what would you say has been like some of the most challenging moments of being a photographer or a creator?
Yeah, challenging moments of a photographer, it's I mean, being a creator, it's really adapting to your clientele, and like for me, the most difficult part was understanding who I wanted to work with and what that looked like.
Right.
As a photographer, what I feel comfortable with shooting, but having that thin balance of challenging myself to get the different, to get the right look. But I think the biggest thing is just clientele. Do you want to shoot this? Do you want to be in that industry of shooting that? Do you want, this pay rate? Do you want to be around these type of people within their network and stuff like that? So it was really the most difficult thing was like figuring out who I want to target and going after that, because sometimes I was shooting everything. I was shooting baby showers, weddings, sports, like, everything. So it just was about me like just tightening it up and sharpening up to like focus on one piece of content that I enjoy shooting and like maximizing and scaling that.
I definitely agree with that, because I was on the same page. And me personally, when I was I don't necessarily do photography anymore, but when I did, that was like my road to figuring out exactly what I did want to do, because going from doing all the baby showers and events, I was like, man, this ain't what I want to do. Like,
right.
And especially being in the position, me personally being in a position where figuring out if a person like even wanted to get their picture taken or not. If it's an event where I'm just taking pictures of everybody, like, all right, do I ask you if it was just things like that? I was like, all right, so me through this journey, I gotta figure out exactly what I want to do and what type of business I want to be dealing with on the day to day, so that I'm like in every part of my job.
Right.
And I'm just not doing this just because it's a skill that I got.
No, for sure, and that's big though, because sometimes we can just be jumping around and like losing our vision and losing the sight that we actually wanted to do. So for shout out to you for like understanding that, and, like appreciating that, and like getting that, and like moving on from there. That's heavy.
Cause sometimes things just be clicking, and sometimes the wrong thing just clicking. And being a creator, you sometimes you can get stuck in it. Cause I say generally across the board, for the most part, money is the biggest issue for creators, figuring out how to monetize off of what you do. And if you start to build off of something that you might not like, or just if something happened to click before you even it clicked for yourself, like it might not be real sustainable.
Yeah.
But what would you say is some of your best experiences as being a creator or photographer?
Being around different people. Being around different people, you get introduced to a lot of different people. Just the network that you build from that. And I think, just like how you said, money is like the biggest thing. Like we need money to survive, right? But it's also a skill of opportunity of knowing how I can get money in different ways. Right. So like even with our internship opportunity that we say at the studio, right? Like they are exposed to my network.
Right.
And to my network, if I say, hey, bro, he's good, he's with me, or she's good, she's with me, the type of network I got, they're going to take care of you. You know what I mean? But it's up to, those creators and those photographers and things like that within our community to take advantage of that too. So like knowing that, having that skill to like take advantage of opportunities that can, pay off in the future, that's super, super important. So to me, I'm good at that though. So. Right. It's just me meeting other people introducing me to others, and
what you just said is the main reason why I stayed in college. And like I just graduated college with last semester, did 5 years.
Word.
But like in my second year, I was like at like like, man, forget school. I'm ready to drop out. Like
Yeah.
I was done with it, and just realizing that like I might not be able to make as much money as I want in this position right now. Like it's a ton of opportunity and resources
Yeah.
to capitalize off of the situation I'm in. And I started, notice like I might not be able to get it popping, but I was working at the camera store on campus. So like if I ain't have the camera equipment I have myself, I could, you know what I'm saying, use it from the school and then, you know what I'm saying, do the projects and stuff like that. So just thinking bigger that like you might not have what you need in front of you at the moment, but if it's some resources there, you better take advantage.
Yeah, for sure. And that's big. That's big. Like, it's a marathon too, and we always gotta look at the long race and longevity than just like now. And it's hard though, not to say it's easy, but
100%.
I'm a big guy, that got faith in God.
Right.
You know what I mean? And, he played a big part of my journey and
Everything
stuff.
will work itself out.
Yep, for sure.
That's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? Might be messed up right now, might be frustrated. Everything might have, your roof might have caved in this morning, but it's just stay patient. It's gonna happen.
Yep, 100%.
When it's supposed to. What would you say your greatest attribute is?
I would say, I guess going back to like seeking opportunity and like just really collaboration. Because I think I'm good with like seeking talent and knowing and putting the pieces together on how it can work.
Word.
So within our studio, we do a lot of collaborations with organizations, brands, companies, and even creators.
Right.
And that's what really, build up, the brand awareness, the name and things like that. So just seeing, hey, you talented, you got this piece that I don't have. I have this piece you don't have. Look, let's do X, Y, and Z. Let's put a plan together and then execute it. And I just think me just like recruiting and like seeing that out and like putting the pieces together and like getting a group effort to do it and the team to do it. I think that's one of my biggest one of my big talents that I have.
All right, so I know for me specifically, this been feeling like a super long year. A lot of things been going on, but for the most part, like they say, align yourself with people that's doing things like you or got other things going on. So like more than me, I feel like everybody who I've been looking at or who have been around me, everybody got something going on.
Yeah.
So I want to know, what would you say was like the sweetest moment of 2022?
Man, I don't want to leave nothing out. It's been a lot, bro.
It get like that.
It really
Trust
been a
me, I
lot.
know.
I'm not sure. I guess but opening up our new space. Because we was upstairs.
Okay.
800 square footage space, and we added 113% onto it.
For real?
Yeah. So now we doubled the size.
Right.
And we moved down there in January.
So what's been the biggest difference in productivity in opening up that more space?
We can have multiple things going on at once.
Okay.
If we wanted to.
Right.
The design of the space, I can put more of myself or my team into it. So like artwork, we got bigger events. We can do bigger productions for photo shoots and videos. And it's just free, all right? Like it's just bigger. We had 800 square foot of space. It wasn't no open, it wasn't no closed doors, no breakout rooms or nothing like that. Now we got two sides of the studio. We got dressing room, place where you can edit your work at, place where we can meet at and stuff like that.
Right.
So like having that and going from that in 1 year, it just was like bittersweet to me, and that's probably like the best thing in 2022 because it opened up a lot of opportunities, for us and things like that. So we still building it out because we've only been there for 10 months now. We still doing some more work in there, but we're almost at that finish line of like, all right, cool, we good for a little bit. You know what I mean, on designing it.
So what's some things that we can expect from Immortal Vision next or in the future?
Honestly, just continue to see us everywhere. And, when I say that, it's just more so creating content for our clients, doing a good job for that, taking care of them, but also building up the next generation. My entire staff is under 30 years old, so I'm big on that because I'm 26 myself, and it's just about being innovative. So, things that y'all can expect is the Motovision Studio is just taking it to another level on the innovation of things and, just disrupting on what a photography studio looks like.
Okay. You got a dream collaboration?
Pharrell Williams.
Yeah, what that look like?
I don't know yet, but like maybe, some human made and like some Motovision Studio stuff.
Okay.
We got merch too, so like our studio, we got merchandise into it. So Pharrell, he plays a big part in my like apparel, my fashion and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So to collab with him would be like super awesome. That's like my dream collab, bro. Like that's like my dream collab, like the dream picture like I want to take of someone.
Right.
It's like Pharrell. Like no matter how it looks, like I just want to take a picture of him and like just keep it, bro. Cause he been very influential in my path.
I feel like most people aspire to get a Hove pick. That's your Hove pick.
That's my Hove pick for sure.
I think my Hove pick probably with Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
I like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson just like.
He different though. Mike, he different. He definitely different.
He just don't care. I like people who don't care
mm-hmm.
about nothing. They just like they self all the way.
Mm-hmm. Word.
Tell me if you can think. What's something about yourself that many people might not know?
In what capacity? Anything?
I would say anyway, but any way that I guess as a creator.
As a creator.
That's
dope. So I didn't get paid for 2 years. I was doing free work.
When you was getting started.
Yeah, when I was getting started, I wasn't getting paid, and I was staying outside of concerts trying to get in, and it was a lot of times I got my cameras taken from me from the security guards, or me and the security guards would get into it, because they say, yo, I told you can't come in, you don't have a media pass. Like, bye. I would try to stay, or I would try to tell the box office like, hey, I'm shooting for, let's say ASAP Ferg. Shooting for ASAP Ferg, can I get in? The whole process of having a media list and stuff. And it was like, nah. So a lot of I had to go through a lot of stuff just to get like certain shots or to get turned away. You know what I mean? But I never let that stop me. And then the second part to that, like a lot of my iconic images that I got of like different artists or stuff like that, it was like free work.
Right.
But I was able to turn that free work. I did it free in 2018, 2019. However, now I can sell those prints and I can make the money on the back end.
You did what you had to do.
You know what I'm saying? So that part, and then also before I got a studio, I never really shot inside the studio. I probably shot in the studio 2 times leading up to 2020. Yeah, I probably shot in the studio like 2 times. I was always like out. I never really shot inside the studio.
All right. So can you think of specifically like what was the roughest day of a shoot you had as far as like it not working at all, whatever it was?
Yeah, I think one just happened recent, to be honest.
Like I could think of multiple instances where I had to shoot or something and I ain't have a battery, no SD cards.
Oh yeah, I know one. I know one. One had happened not too long ago. It was a Sweet 16. Well, the girl was turning 16, and it was like 10 in the morning, and came in, and I realized I didn't have the battery. Cool. I went to grab the battery. When I got back, I realized I didn't have an SD card. So this client is waiting like an hour and a half, 2 hours, because I came back. I'm like, all right, cool, we about to shoot. I went to check the SD card not there. Had to go back. I came back. We had to charge the battery up too. You know what I mean? So it was early in the morning. Like I probably could have, been more responsible the night before, but that was like crazy because I just had the client waiting. Like the pictures came out nice and stuff, but it's not about sometimes how good you are. It's about how you made that person feel.
Right, for 100%.
And, you know, for that person, you know, she was understanding. We worked together before, but it just wasn't a good feeling, you know, that I left her. So, but yeah, I apologize and make sure, you know, we got this situation right. But
the shoot was still successful though.
Yeah, it was still good. You know, she loved the pictures and stuff. But that's how that was.
What you feel like your highest aspiration is?
Honestly, like when I get up every day, it's just a lot of like giving thanks, and like I do set out goals for myself and stuff like that, but it's not really like, you know, this is what I want to do. And I think I got to that point when I was knocking down a lot of goals that I had for myself, and I just was knocking them down. And I just like, you know what, I'm gonna just keep going to wherever to wherever it go. But I mean, I guess like having freedom, like just having freedom, like freedom for myself, freedom for my family, and freedom like for my friends and like my community. And you know, that freedom is like not really having to worry about anything, right? Not worrying about where the next dollar coming from.
At least being able to control as much as you can.
100%. And I just think, you know, just having freedom, because, you know, we set goals out for the most part. Most people set goals out so it can obtain money for the most part. Like, yeah, I want to get my degree.
Right.
Why you want to get your degree? Not just for a paper. You don't want to spend hundreds of $1,000s for a paper.
So you can chase that bag in there.
Yep. You know what I mean? People want to, I want to work with, you know, different artists because everybody going to see it and it's going to bring me more money. You know what I mean? So I just want freedom of like, you know, being thankful for everything, you know, that I did get, and just like have freedom and feel free. And right now I don't feel that. I feel like, you know, I got a duty to do and to serve, which is fine. I'm happy with that. But, you know, if one day I can wake up free, that'll be my goal right there.
I feel like that's the only
you
answer,
agree?
Man.
You agree?
100%, man.
All right.
As long as you financially stable and your life is in order, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, being able to move in life the way that you want to, you know what I'm saying, at your own, at the terms that you want to set for yourself, and make sure that you and your people good. That's all that matters.
100%.
If this chapter in your life had to be called something, what it's called?
Marathon.
The marathon.
Because I say that because like I'm just getting started. I'm still young. Sometimes I gotta like remind myself that like I'm still young, and I be wanting like so much stuff that I'm like, yo, I gotta wait till I'm 32 to at least, you know, get that, right? Until I get, you know, that certain power where I can unlock this, you know, for the next generation and stuff like that.
Right.
And not doubting myself, saying I can't do it. Of course, I know I can, but there's certain things like you have to respect the game to want certain stuff. I say that, right? Like I say respect the game because you can't just come in the game as a photographer, right, and just say, yo, my rates is gonna be 250.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No,
or
for sure.
or you just can't be a photographer and not like tap in with a different photographer that been doing it for years.
And think you just gonna step in the game and go.
Yeah, you can't, like, it's just respect. You know what I mean? And, you know, I realize that and I understand that. You know what I mean? So that's why one of my guys that inspired me to open up studios in Atlanta, Cam Kirk. I make sure every time I tell my team, yo, check out this stuff, look at that. And I went out there to meet him and to tell him that, you know, to pay my respect for that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I just think it's a marathon, and you gotta understand, like, you may want all this stuff now, but you're doing you planting the seeds now to get to where you need to be and to, you know, to achieve those goals. So right now it's the marathon. Me understanding that, me realizing that, and just waiting until that time go. But I'm still running in a race right now.
I like it. I like that chapter. I'm trying to read that one.
You documenting it right now?
No, for sure.
Yeah, you documenting it right now.
Hold on, I just went blank a little Okay, so what you feel like through all that you've been through? What you feel like is the most important lesson that you taught yourself?
Patience.
Patience. What that mean?
So, oh yeah, to go back to the other question, what people may not have known.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot
So,
about
so,
that.
so patience.
Uh-huh.
So, when I was 14, I got arrested. My mom took away sports from me because I was on the AAU circuit.
Right.
So I was in high school at this point. That was freshman year. So I had got arrested. Cool. Everything taken away from me. I can't go to basketball practice. Barely no cell phone, anything like that. But that's what kept me on, like the computers, the Facebook and stuff like that. Building out websites and all that stuff. So through that whole time, I'm mad because I want my phone, I want my game and all that. But like I had to have patience to like I had to wait to get that stuff back. And that's been like a whole year. She grounded me for like a whole year, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, drawing, right?
Damn.
For like a whole year. But that taught me a lot because, had the probation officer and stuff like that. I had to hang out with him. But I just had to go through that course for something better.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That taught me a lot of things. And then in college, I made another, dumb decision. And I had to transfer schools. So I'm playing basketball freshman year, sophomore year, junior year.
Right.
Started, sophomore year. Junior year, just made all conference that year. Damn near averaging double-double. Led the conference in assists and all that. So I'm about to go into my senior year. This is my last year. I'm good. Had to transfer schools. So when I transfer schools, I'm thinking I'm going to be playing. So in the preseason, we went to Toronto. We played a few D1 schools and stuff like that. I'm ready to go. I'm starting. All right, it's my new program. It is what it is. Let's get it. I get a phone call. My coach get a phone call from the NCAA that, I'm playing D3.
Mm-hmm.
I have to transfer school. I mean, the fact that I transfer school, I got to sit out. I'm like, that's only like Division 1, bro. Like, we're playing D3.
Y'all can let me slide. Everybody.
Yeah, bro. I'm not Cam Reddish at this point. Nobody like, you know what I mean? But we would have to play my former school. So when that happened, I had to sit out. So now I'm going to a red shirt, going in as a senior.
Dang.
You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So I'm thinking I was going to be playing, and I had to sit out a whole year, and I had to take extra courses too because the school that the university that I transferred to, you need more credits and stuff. So that had happened, and then I had to have patience again, sit out. But the next year we won a championship, and we was good. So me having faith and like understanding that patience, it still paid off. At the end to a great result. But like patience is what really like helped me to get me where I need to be, and like just always thinking of that and like having gratitude. But like, damn, I made this decision, I messed up, but I learned from it, and I'm a, not do it. I really learned from it because I'm not going to do it again and understand the mistakes that I made.
Every step of the way in life, no matter what it is, going to require patience. If you ain't getting that, you're gonna get it when you got kids.
I ain't got that yet.
You got any advice for upcoming creators who might be in the same path as you?
I mean, just be yourself. I know I struggle with comparing my work to others and like always changing it, and not knowing I had something unique because it was for me. Everyone has an audience and everyone has a gift, but you just gotta tap into yourself to figure it out, and that requires patience. But it's billions of people in this world. People is gonna gravitate to it and like it for you. But you just gotta have that patience and not overwhelm yourself and trying to be like everybody else, because to me I'm not supporting nobody that look like everybody else, because I can just go to everybody else if I support you. You know what I mean? So I just think and being confident with your stuff, but also wanting to learn from others and tapping in with the experts in the industry and getting that knowledge from them. I always do, and that was really got me to where I need to be. Like, I'm always asking questions. I'm always linking up with people that got the information or that been doing it. So you just gotta be a sponge and just like really figure out that information. And once you figure out that information, you gotta take massive action.
Right.
You just can't figure out. You just can't get the
just
information.
Be in all the room, just sitting there with your notepad and never doing that.
And say I was there, or to like be on, show social media and stuff. Like, you really gotta study. But first, it starts with the mindset.
Mm-hmm.
The mindset is first.
You gotta want to do first.
Yeah.
And then you do.
Yeah. So once you got the mindset and you understand, like, all right, I gotta miss out on this party to, educate myself on this. You know what I mean? That's the mindset part. And then after that part, you get all that stuff figured out. Then you gotta just be disciplined to be like, all right, cool. I gotta do this.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta do this because when I studied that day, they told me I have to do this. So let me do that, and let me empty out the tank and do it, my 110%. And you keep doing that. That's just the recipe. I think that's the recipe to success, or on your way to it.
Mm-hmm. On the way.
I mean, I don't know much though.
I agree.
I think that's it.
I agree. Don't nobody else do.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know where we can find you at. Shout out the studio one more again.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me too. Thanks for having me too.
I appreciate you
on this platform. Super dope. But CJ Wolfe, CJX Wolfe on all platforms, and Immortal Vision Studio, and on all platforms, and immortalvisionstudio.com. For sure.
And that's what it is, y'all. We signing out.